I'm Kate Conroy.
And I'm Vinny Sabatello.
And this is Other People's Business, which is the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the largest statewide business association in the whole wide world.
Dun-dun-dum.
We release a new episode every other Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. Shout out to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, and they are the official sponsor of the show, so check them out if you need some updated coverage.
That's awesome. So you might remember a couple episodes ago, we had Ash Alawalia from National Social Security Partners with us. He had such a great time that he went back to the office and was like, yo, you got to check out this show. So with us today is Greg Dillon of OneTeam Financial, who works with Ash.
And those were his words verbatim.
I mean, exactly I don't mess around. That's what I heard. Yeah.
That was a really fun episode. We talked all about what we plan to do with retirement.
And it was our 110th anniversary. It's still our 110th anniversary. It's going to be all year long. So we dressed up in a bunch of like silly outfits.
Yeah. He was very patient with
from the 1980s and 1990s that BIA, it was swag from BIA events. Yeah.
All of the logoed material that we just don't throw away ever because you can't.
I'm sorry to have missed that.
Yeah, I had intended to throw it all out right after we finished recording, and I just didn't have the heart to do it, so it's all still here in the studio.
I have mine. I have my little polo shirt draped over my office chair. It adds a little color.
Okay.
I like it. I like it. You could go back and watch that episode, and then you can just really see for yourself the amazing outfits that we put together.
It's at the top of the to-do list.
Exactly.
All right, so today's icebreaker this is a little topical. It's more topical than we usually do.
Sure.
Has the coronavirus impacted your life as of yet?
To date, it really hasn't had much of an impact. We do have some travel plans. We're hoping to take the family to Florida later this month, so those are kind of in limbo, depending on how things play out.
Did you buy tickets yet?
We did.
Yeah. Did you buy travel insurance on them?
This was back before the coronavirus.
Yeah.
We thought they purchased months back, so we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I hear people, when I say people, I mean the companies have been pretty liberal about that, just saying, hey, we understand.
They?
Yeah.
That's good.
Because otherwise, you're not going to book.
Mm-hmm.
Right, a lot of uncertainty.
Correct, right, exactly. How about you?
It hasn't impacted me just yet, but I'm trying not to really worry about it because I know I'm going to get it.
Wow.
In fact, I really thought I was going to be NJBIA patient zero. Yeah, because I figure, my daughter eats things off the floor, and then she comes over and talks to me, and in just mid-sentence, she'll cough right in my face. No qualms whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm going to get it, so I'm just trying not to worry about it in the meantime.
That's a great attitude. I love that.
Yeah. I hear, thankfully, that I'm in kind of an age group where, I don't have any pre-existing health conditions.
Right.
So I'm not going to say, everything's going to be great, but I've heard that that's not, totally to worry about if you're, kind of younger. So
not a matter of if, just when.
Just when, try not to worry about it when it comes, you take off from work, you maybe do some stuff from home, and just go with it,
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully she'll be better by then, so I don't have to be
sick and parenting,
because that is just the worst, but
I can't imagine. Mm-hmm. So I'm in your camp. I have travel plans for at the end of May. And so my attitude to the coronavirus right now is like an old lady yelling at kids to get off her lawn, like, you better not, I don't want you. San Francisco.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's where that boatload of people just got off, of course. So it'll be fine. I don't have travel insurance either because I booked it months ago and I never have really needed it before. So it's just not a thing that I think about. But we're going full steam ahead. My mom just booked the hotel, and we're doing a foodie walking tour.
Very nice.
Yeah,
it's a good city to do that.
Right? I was thinking the same thing. I'm psyched.
I have thought about there have been events and stuff I've wanted to go to, and I'm not saying I'm not going yet, but I haven't bought my tickets either. And it's just big crowds and all that.
I know. I flew this weekend and it was fine. The airport was empty. It was like an easy. Whatever.
Hey, you got to figure this is the time to do it, right? If you're not super worried about getting this, the plane to yourself, the restaurant to yourself.
Yeah.
Get a heck of a deal.
Yeah, both times I was sitting in the aisle seat and I didn't have anybody at the window. So it was just spreading out. It was kind of nice.
I go to a lot of conventions. I'm imagining the lines are going to be shorter, So,
I don't think so.
You never know.
Yeah, it's true.
In all seriousness, though, it's terrible. So wash your hands, all that. But, yeah. Just try not to worry about it. I know I'll get it, so when it happens, it happens.
That's a really good That's good advice. Try not to worry about it. Just wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. Do all the stuff that you should probably be doing anyway to avoid getting sick. But yeah, try not to worry about it too much.
It's true.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So tell us about OneTeam Financial.
Yeah, what do you do?
So OneTeam Financial is a group of advisors that works with folks that are either on the brink of retirement or already in retirement. Work with a lot of business owners, people making that life transition to help them move into the next chapter of their lives.
That's really specific. So you don't work with people our age. You only work with people who are a little bit older than us.
Yeah, we're really built to help people navigate that retirement phase of their life where counterintuitively things tend to get a little bit more difficult than they did prior to retirement.
Like what?
Yeah.
Well, when you're working, you're saving, you're investing, you're building up that proverbial nest egg. Well, now in retirement, you've got to figure out, how do I draw down on these different piles of money that I've accumulated over the years? And there's tax ramifications and there's income ramifications, so there's a lot to consider.
Wow, that's super interesting.
What's your age cutoff for, because you just said not the two of us, but
Well, there's no age cutoff. It's really the folks that are really contemplating retirement within the next 5 years or so, and then folks that are already in retirement.
So that must be a hard group to prospect to, because everybody has a financial planner, or most people have financial planners. Assuming that they're happy and comfortable with that person, how do you become the secondary person, or do they change, or how does that?
It can work in a number of different ways. There are some folks that will just pay us a fee to actually put together a plan for them, and they'll continue to work with their existing advisor. There are folks where they've had an advisor to date that has done a very good job for them, helping them to navigate that accumulation phase where they're saving and investing, but they don't have the same level of confidence that person would be able to help them with the decumulation phase, as we call it, drawing down on the different buckets of money that they've saved up over the years.
I can't imagine how difficult those conversations are when somebody says, "You've done a great job, thank you so much, and I'm leaving."
Not typically in the room during those conversations, but I know that they have happened.
Yeah, that's got to be hard. Boy, oh boy.
So Ash helps people with Social Security benefits. You, I guess, would complement that. So tell us about, what you could do to offer in addition.
Sure. So Social Security is really the cornerstone. Social Security and pensions are really the cornerstone of someone's retirement income plan. So we work hand in hand with Ash and his team to help build the rest of the plan around those foundational elements. So, looking at folks' 401ks, IRAs, deferred compensation. Sometimes they're business owners and they've just sold the business. So how to make all those different things work in concert with their pension, with their Social Security.
What's your favorite part of the job?
Actually, I'm a bit of a nerd. The whole problem solving and the math component is something that appeals to me. I've always been a numbers person, so I actually enjoy that. Where most people would rather hire somebody else to take care of that for them.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Somebody once said to me that you'll need, 25 times your monthly expenses in retirement?
They're all different rules of thumb, but it really depends on what you want retirement to look like.
Right.
So there are some people where retirement is, I'm going to sit in front of the TV and watch reruns of the Golden Girls. And there's other people.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Do you want to tell Greg what you told Ash about what your retirement plan was?
Oh yeah, sure. It's a hot tub and a stack of movies this tall. And when I say stack of movies this tall, it's all going to be digital, so it can be infinite. But yeah.
Yeah.
The Golden Girls specifically, though, I hadn't thought about that. That would be awesome to re-binge that show.
Blanche and the Bunch.
Blanche and the Bunch.
We just started re-binging Cheers because it's on Netflix, and I was at home for the weekend with my parents, and it's a very innocuous show. You know what I mean? Like, it's just easy to have in the background. I could see going through, I don't know how many seasons there were, like 10 or 12.
Of Cheers?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably in that ballpark.
Yeah, 10. But I could easily blow
it's
through
a show
that.
that stood the test of time.
It really has.
Still
I've been saving
today.
it. Like, I haven't actually, I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes of Cheers. I was a huge fan of Frasier. I've seen like every episode of Frasier like 8, 9 times at this point.
Really?
Yeah, so like one day I'll go through, watch Cheers, and then all that Frasier Crane content will be new,
Yeah. I thought that Frasier was an original character on Cheers, but he wasn't.
Wait, you mean that Frasier was like pre-Cheers?
No, Frasier Crane was on Cheers starting on episode 1. But he wasn't.
Okay.
He came in like middle, and then they had a whole spin-off show for him.
I might have to just start midway through Cheers then. Forget all that stuff in the beginning, yeah.
All right, we kind of got off the beaten path there. Sorry about that.
Sure. You just said like
So we were talking about numbers. Your favorite part of
his retirement plan.
Right, your retirement plan. Right, exactly. But
that's all there is to it, is the hot tub and the stagger one.
But you told me before we did this that you plan to not retire.
I could see myself scaling back years from now,
Yeah.
but I have a very difficult time relaxing. So I can't see myself ever fully retiring.
How interesting.
And I hear that from a fair amount of people. One of the things we tell people is there's a financial aspect to it, but there's also an emotional aspect to it. And there's so many people that are dead set on, I need to retire by 65 or 66 or whatever number they have in their head, but they don't think about what they're going to do with their time once they do ultimately retire. So we say you don't just want to have something to retire from, you want to make sure you have something to retire to, and really plan that out in advance.
Do you think you could go forever?
I think, no. In fact, when I think about when I would like to retire, I could, probably tomorrow. Like, I could find something to do with my time.
I'd be right there. I don't know if I could afford to do it tomorrow.
I couldn't afford to do it tomorrow. But if we're talking about, like, volunteer for whatever charity that I want to versus read books all day versus go to a movie on a whim on a, Tuesday, I could probably fill my days. I could be fine with that. All of a sudden, I'm a Jane Austen character. Working on my needle pointer. No, but, I like work, and I like feeling fulfilled at work, but I'm definitely not in that mentality that I'm not emotionally tied to it in terms of, like, who I am, And
yeah, it should end at some point.
Yeah. Pass the baton, pass the torch, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, you make a great point. For a lot of people, their identity is their work.
Right.
So for those people, they really have to take a step back before retirement and think about, well, what is this next chapter going to look like? What am I passionate about? What do I want to spend time doing?
Yeah.
Because you can only watch so much TV.
I agree. Yeah. You can only watch so much TV, but there's...
I don't know. There used to be such a limited amount of great TV. Like, do you remember back in the day, there was, like, Lost in 24?
Yes!
And if you watched Lost in 24, you were pretty much up on the really good TV. These days, you got, like, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. They're all making amazing shows.
They are.
You couldn't watch all the great TV that's out there if you really put your mind to it anyway.
I never binge more than one show at a time, but I accidentally, because I flew, I'm in the middle of Cheer and Hunters and Better Call Saul and Preacher all at the same time, like midway and all different, and it's I'm a little OCD as well. I'm a little bit of a, but it's hard.
I like how you just described, television watching pre-Netflix. You're like, 1 week I'll watch this, tomorrow I'll watch that.
Tuesday at 8
so
p.m. I
funny.
watch this.
You're right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but it's a little stressful. And yeah, before all of that became a thing, it was just, if you missed it, you missed it. If you had a VCR, then maybe you taped it. I remember taping Gilmore Girls. And then, because I had a monthly meeting every second Tuesday of the month at 8 o'clock. And I was like, I'm missing Gilmore Girls. What if the VCR doesn't work? It was painful.
And now we have DVRs. Or just Netflix. So,
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, again, off the beaten path.
But yeah, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, right?
That sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we're back, and it is now time to play my favorite game. It's called Awful or Awesome. I'm going to name 3 things in quick succession, and we each have to decide if they're awful or awesome and be prepared to defend our answers. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, first up is the Patriots.
My opinion is going to be a little unpopular in this area.
Oh boy, here we go.
Having grown up in Massachusetts,
Yes.
I'm a big New England Patriots fan. So this is the point of the podcast where everybody tunes out.
No, not at all.
We've heard how passionate our Philadelphia fans are around here.
Vinny and I were in a meeting, an internal meeting once, and we made a joke about the Philadelphia
It was right
fans.
after they won the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And we were a little surprised at the fan reaction to that.
Right. It was as if they were angry or something.
Yeah.
Angry at their success.
We did well. Let's burn down the town. We didn't get it, So.
We're going to get so much hate mail from them.
Maybe. But thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. So I'm not really a football person, but I guess, I don't know. I wish I could say neutral, but I've given people grief about going neutral before. I guess I'm going to say awesome because, if nothing else, it's an example of, sportsmanship. How wasn't it Deflategate? Wasn't there a Tom Brady scandal or something?
Yeah, how do you explain that one, Greg?
No, but allegedly. I thought it was proven.
I played the fifth.
So I think, I don't know. Sports are fine. Awesome, I guess.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with awful. I mean, I don't know.
You don't even care about football.
But I'm from this area. I feel like it's just hard coded in our DNA. We're not supposed to like the Patriots right now. Even if you don't watch the sport, it's just they're awful.
Yeah.
Right?
Supposedly. I don't know. So I grew up in the Midwest.
That is the stance that you're supposed to
that's
take.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it seems like there isn't really a very good reason behind that.
Well, Deflategate would be a big one, right?
Yeah. So is that a thing that definitely actually happened? You say allegedly. Do you know?
Okay, so I thought that they kind of proved that it happened.
They did too.
But they were a little iffy on whether or not, I don't know, I don't know. It was years ago now, but
Facts are a little blurry.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. All right.
I think the balls were underinflated, but I think the bigger question was, did it have any impact on the game? And I think the answer to that was no.
Oh, very nuanced. Very nuanced. Okay, I'll buy that.
I mean, we have regulations for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
I love it. All right. Next up, the drive-thrus. Drive-thrus.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna take it's a neutral stance on this, but I'm gonna lean towards awesome because I use the drive. I don't. Sorry. I'm gonna go with.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't really care.
Mind?
Okay. So I don't have an awful or awesome on this one, but I never use the drive-through because here's my stance on this. I feel like you got a line of 9 cars, and there's nobody in the store. If I just walk in the store, it's not like they're gonna be like, "Excuse me, sir. Hold on. We have 9, 10 people. We gotta." Wait on before we look at you. So I feel like I get that faster service that way, but I don't know.
It's an interesting position to take because when I go and I see the line of 9 cars, there's always 9 cars parked. And I'm like, 9 people don't work here. Like
It takes 9 people to run a store.
No, there's like 3 people behind the counter.
There's 3 people behind the counter. You always have the chefs and stuff in the back.
No.
Then you have the manager.
No.
I just described like 7 people.
I don't think it's that many.
I don't think anybody's carpooling.
I don't think it's that many. So, okay, you go. We'll fight about this in a minute.
So, a few years prior, I might have shared your indifference to the topic, but with 2 young daughters who are strapped in car seats, I see a significant value in the drive-thru. And Dunkin' Donuts is the one drive-thru that I frequent very regularly.
You're a Dunkin' fan?
Again, being from Massachusetts, we love our Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And I'm a bit of an addict when it comes to my Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Didn't you tell me that you drink an obscene amount of coffee in the morning? Something...
I do, and it's hereditary. My dad actually drinks probably about 90 ounces of coffee a day. 90
ounces.
And
hold on. We're in a timeout there for a second. 90 ounces of coffee. I have, it's this bottle. It's this big, I want to say, and it has 32 ounces of water, and I'm supposed to refill it and then drink it again for 64 for the whole day. And that's a struggle. 90?
So
that'd be 3 times drinking that, just coffee.
The extra large coffee, or as in Massachusetts they call the great one.
The great one?
32 ounces.
Like it's Jesus or something.
And there are either 2 or 3 great ones consumed on a daily basis.
So, help me. Does he finish it, get in his car, and get another one, or does? I mean, how does that happen?
Straight down.
There's a early morning coffee. There's a mid morning coffee. There's an afternoon coffee.
And that morning, mid-afternoon, and late afternoon coffee are all...
purchased on separate occasions?
The great ones?
Oh, yes. Wow. But it's a little bit easier in Massachusetts because there's a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru on every corner. You're a little bit more spread out.
So I guess that's what we have Starbucks here, right? That's the... I mean, I know we have Dunkin' Donuts. We have a Dunkin' Donuts within... We have a Starbucks and a Dunkin' Donuts within walking distance of this place. It just occurred to me,
Yeah. I think that the
New Jersey, best of everything.
Yeah. So I think I would agree with you. And in fact, now that I have the Starbucks app, I do mobile order and I prepay and I blow through that line. Like, I'm usually the person like you who's waiting for somebody to be like, it won't open, I don't know. Or, or searching for change, or changing their order, or saying, getting to the window to pay and being like, you know what, could I just grab?
Can you change your order in a drive-thru? I've never even considered
I'm sure
that.
you
I just
can.
think once it's in. You're beyond the little happy face with the,
The clown?
with the speaker, the clown. Yeah. You're beyond that. It's over. It's in the
That's
bag,
the point
right?
of no return.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I mean, I would think so. I would never dream of changing my order at the window, but
But see, you never dreamed of doing it because I'm not sure if you can, right?
No, I know you can.
Oh.
What are they going to do? Say no?
Yeah.
They want the business.
Customer's always right.
That's right. It's customer service. They're not going to say no.
Okay.
I dare you to try it.
I might. But then I'd have to actually do
Then
the
you'd be
drive-thru.
that
yeah.
person.
Well, no, I was just thinking I'd have to actually use the drive-thru rather than going in. But
Yeah.
But that is a pet peeve. If you're at the drive-thru, have a cup of coffee, know what you're going to order ahead of time.
Yeah.
But don't order 6 different
Right.
culottes and all this other stuff that takes 20 minutes to order. If you got that big of an order,
Go
go
inside.
through the front door.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
I have been in the car where they'll tell you to kind of pull off to the side, sometimes. Like I went through, it was Roy Rogers one time, and we were looking to get some fried chicken, and they were just like, yeah, we don't have any fried chicken ready. And I'm like, hold on, time out. This is Roy Rogers.
What?
But yeah, they were like, hey, just pull off to the side when it's ready, we'll bring it out to you. And I guess that kept the line moving and everything,
That's prepreposterous.
It is preposterous.
How does that happen?
I don't know. I guess, big
Manager.
run on the very thing you make.
Yeah, right? Like that manager needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror, I
We
think.
can joke about this because I don't think there are any more Roy Rogers.
Oh,
No one will
sad.
take
Probably
really?
for that reason. But yeah.
Aw. When I was little, I used to think Roy Rogers was the same as Will Rogers.
Who's Will Rogers?
He's like a famous American poet, I think. Or, oh my goodness, satirist?
I was thinking of Fred.
Fred Rogers?
Fred Rogers was like this guy with puppets that used to teach us how to deal with our emotions and everything.
Okay, we need
She
to move
wasn't on
on.
a first name basis.
I guess not.
Like Fred? All right, moving on. Last one. Second breakfast.
I'm a firm believer in multiple breakfasts.
So what is your first breakfast?
Typically a yogurt or something light when I'm running out the door in the morning.
Okay, and then your second breakfast is?
A peanut butter sandwich religiously Monday through Friday.
Do you keep the ingredients at the office?
I make them ahead of time. Or my wife makes it for me ahead
So you
of
just
time.
take it and you just eat it at like 10 or 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Little
So you're-
strange.
So you're in the
No,
awesome
it's not
camp.
strange.
No,
I actually have, I'm not kidding at all. I have 2 big tubs of peanut butter in that drawer right now because that was, believe it or not, my healthy snack option until I realized how fattening peanut butter is.
Do you
know?
want to tell the folks at home what your not healthy version was before peanut butter?
Oh, okay, so I only did this once. I was telling Kate about this a little while ago. So I didn't know what cookie butter was, but we had this jar of this stuff on the counter at home for months. And I just kept walking by it, never actually kind of zeroed in, like, what is this? Finally, I look over at Tara and I'm like, hey, what is that? She goes, oh, it's cookie butter. And I've never heard of cookie butter. I'm like, what is cookie butter? And she's like, imagine peanut butter, but instead of peanuts, it's cookies.
Sign me up.
Sign me up, right? So I was like, okay, broke it open. This is like a Friday. Took a spoon, just took, one little whatever. By Monday, it was gone. Like I had you were talking about perhaps the greatest thing that I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Now, probably 6 times more fattening than peanut butter.
Probably.
Which we've already just established.
Yeah.
But wow. And as a result of that, I've never gone back.
Yeah.
I've never bought another jar. I've never even,
Sounds
put it on the
dangerous.
list.
Yeah.
It is dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've never let myself
yeah.
try it even. Because it
Yeah.
just seems like something I would want to bathe into. Do you know what I mean?
it's like a fireworks show in your mouth.
the Disney fireworks.
Yes,
With
the
princess
Disney
castle.
fireworks. Wishes, I think they call it.
Oh my God. So I don't know that I ever participated in second breakfast. However,
I forgot completely.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
We're off the rails today.
Yeah.
That's okay. So we at BIA tend to eat a lot, and a lot of our birthday celebrations are potluck, and so everybody brings in something. And oftentimes it's between meals. It's either like at 10 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. You've either just eaten breakfast and you're getting ready to eat lunch, or vice versa with dinner and lunch. Oh my goodness. Those buffets, boy, if that is what you could consider a second breakfast to be, I'm in the awesome camp.
So we just had one, I want to say, the other day, and this was in a time slot. It was like 9 a.m., right?
Yeah, 9 a.m.
So I came in, and it happened. We happened to be celebrating my birthday, even though my birthday was something like 3 months ago, because we've kind of dropped the ball on these a little bit. But I'm there, and I actually remembered not to eat breakfast that morning. This is a first. We have something going on, and I remember not to eat beforehand. But we had the bagels. We had Oreos with frosting on them.
Oreos dipped in frosting.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
And then, like, sprinkles.
Donuts.
Oh my
there was some kind of
God.
wafer cookie things.
Yeah. It was amazing. And then fruit, whatever.
The fruit collecting dust on the side.
Right. Yeah, it was good.
I'm going to go with awful on the second breakfast thing, just because I'm at a point where I just can't do it anymore.
I know. Yeah. Well, we all are, but we do. Yeah. I mean, you're not, but we all are. Wait, before we move on, though, I want to shout out your brand new T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
Other people's business swag, right? Yeah.
Yep, the swag is...
This is brand new stuff,
accumulating. So if you want a T-shirt, maybe check out.
Write us in, let us know.
Write us in, yeah.
I've got like 1,000 ideas for these things now, because we can make our own T-shirts, so I started coming up with just a bunch of them. Yeah.
Love it.
By the end of the year, I'll probably have like 50 or 60 other people's business shirts that I just cycle through in every episode.
You know what? All you have to do is leave a 5-star review.
Good incentive.
It'll be like on iTunes. It'll say 5-star review. By the way, my address is 2 Stockton Street, East Windsor, New Jersey.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, but no, I think it's awesome. I cannot wait to get my very own OPB T-shirt.
Sure.
Psyched.
All right.
All right.
Greg?
Sorry.
So we had Ash on the show before.
Right.
He talked about some things that you could be thinking about ahead of time for retirement relating to Social Security. But as a compliment, and I totally think if you're watching this at home, you should watch both episodes together, As a compliment, let's say, somebody our age or maybe even a little older wants to start thinking about retirement. What are some things they could be thinking about, to get themselves in line?
Sure. So one of the things that you want to be thinking about is where you're investing your money, not just are you saving money, but where you're saving it. Most people talk about diversification, and what they mean is stocks versus bonds versus cash, and do I own the right mix of the three? But when I talk to people about diversification, I talk about from a tax standpoint. So different types of accounts are going to receive different tax treatment in retirement. So IRAs and 401ks are taxed very differently than Roth IRAs or cash value life insurance, which is taxed very differently than brokerage accounts. So you can think about some of those things today to put yourself in a better position when you ultimately get there.
What do I have to think about in terms of how they're taxed? Do I have to think about that? Do I just say, I'm going to call Greg, and Greg is going to know how all this stuff is taxed, and that's why Greg exists?
Wow.
Well, you really want to set yourself up, because if you're coming to me a couple of years before retirement, chances are you've already put money into some of these different vehicles. It's my belief that taxes are probably going to be a heck of a lot higher down the road than they are today. So for me, it makes more sense to put money into Roth type vehicles where I'm not getting a tax break today, but when I pull the money out down the road, it's all coming out tax free.
Ooh, pro tip.
Versus an IRA where I do get the tax deduction today, but it's almost like an adjustable rate mortgage on your account. You're going to be pulling it out at some future unknown tax rate. And my guess is those rates could be a lot higher than they are now.
That's really interesting, something to think about. I had a 401 a long time ago, and I rolled it into a Roth, so I didn't, not a Roth, a regular IRA, so I didn't pay the tax penalty. And I think about that often.
While you're awake at night.
Think about
3
that.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Should I have really rolled it into that IRA?
I mean, I didn't have a choice. It was either that or like a $30,000 tax bill. Yeah, because I had built up a decent-sized 401, and then it was either roll it into an IRA and pay no penalty, or roll it into a Roth IRA and pay taxes on all of that pre-tax stuff. And that was when I realized what it means to be an adult. I mean, it was one of those really, really practical conversations with myself where I just had to think about what to do with money. And
could you have paid the tax out of the account? Or were
Yes.
you going to need to come up with $30,000 cash, let's say?
I think I would have because it wasn't liquid, it was a Roth IRA, so I would have needed to come up with 30 grand like out of my checking account, which I did not have.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a hard conversation. But,
And everyone's situation is unique. A lot of 401ks and for business owners, a lot of their plans will be set up that they have a Roth component. So most people fund the 401k or the SEP IRA, and they get the tax deduction now.
Right.
When they pull the money out in retirement, it's all taxed as if they earned it that year. Whereas some of those folks might be better off putting some of the money into the Roth 401k, or if they're solopreneurs, into a solo Roth 401k. No tax break today, but it grows for years and years and years, tax deferred, and then when you pull the money out, you don't pay any tax.
that's amazing.
You've sold me. So tell people how they could get a hold of you if they want to take advantage of some of these services.
Sure. So our website is oneteamfinancial.com.
Is that spelled out or number one?
O-N-E, teamfinancial.com. My email is Greg, G-R-E-G, at oneteamfinancial.com. Spelled out again, O-N-E. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me.
Cool.
Very cool. All right. I think that's our show.
That's the show.
Excellent.
This is awesome. Thank you to our listeners, especially the subscribers. We appreciate the support. We didn't talk about how to subscribe.
njbia.org/subscribe.
Love it. Thank you to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the official sponsor of the show. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out if you need some updated coverage. And finally, thank you to Greg Dillon from OneTeam Financial for joining us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
It really was. This was a really
yeah.
fun episode. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.